Sophie, let me say it's wonderful to hear your voice. How have you been?
I am well. It's very difficult for me because I am Italian teacher, and to speak English, it's difficult. But I'm fine. The job is good, and to think of my brother is difficult.
I understand, and I can only say thank you for speaking to me, and thank you for understanding that the reason I do what I do is to try and help families find their missing loved one. So hopefully, you never know, hopefully we can give good news. May I ask your parents, how are they? How old are they now, and what sort of health are they in?
My parents are good. They want only to say if he's alive and he's good health and happy in his life. Then we are only wait to have a news of him. Only to say we don't want to know where is he exactly. We only want to know he's alive and good health.
Sophie, when someone goes missing and you have no answers, when you do not know if they are alive or if they are not alive, how difficult is it when you have no answers?
It's difficult to live every day because we don't know where is he, if he's alive or not, if his body is in somewhere and no one can help him. And then when we say to us, okay, he disappeared, but the life for us is terrible, because during 1 or 2 years, I don't remember, we didn't be able to say Antoine. The name was very difficult to pronounce for us, and during 1, 2 years it was difficult. Every day, you think of him, and you can't do anything because more than all the things, it's in Australia, not in our country. Then it's worst because we can do nothing.
Michael Girondas believes Antoine planned his disappearance down to the last detail.
Well, there was a AAA call made from the public phone box at Watson's Bay, just below the stairs to the gap. And the person that made the call said that they'd just seen a person jump from the left part of the gap. So the police went up there. There was a backpack on the path with a torch on, illuminating the backpack, saying, "Here I am, have a look." And the backpack belonged to Antoine Herran. There was all his property in there, but no passport. So they called the helicopter out and immediately assumed that it was he jumped off the gap because the person from the phone box told them they'd just seen someone jump off the gap.
Believing someone had committed suicide, police launched a search and recovered 2 bodies from the water, one male and one female. They assumed the male was Antoine and contacted his family in France to give them the devastating news.
I were in Venice, okay, in Italy. And my mother, it was the holiday, and my mother came to Venice to be with me, to pass the holiday with me. And in the same time, my father was in Bretagne, another region of France, Français,
Yes.
For the job. And we are not we were not in our house, okay?
Yes.
And my brother will return on Sunday, and on Sunday at 7 o'clock in the morning, I don't remember, at the airport. And my mother called him at the hotel. I don't know if it was 2 days before his departure, and say to him, when you arrive in France, tell us you are arrived, okay? And on Sunday, with my mother, we sent something we felt something on our body. I don't know how to say, but
Yes, I understand.
when we we don't speak each other, but we felt very strange. And the hour passed, and my mother said, "Oh, you see, Antoine has not called." Okay, it was 9 o'clock, and I say to my ex-husband, I phone in France, and I say to my ex-husband, "Can you go to house to see if Antoine is returned? Perhaps he sleep or something." Okay, but my ex-husband went more. 2 hours after, and he go to house, he opens the house, and nothing. He look for luggage, call my brother, and there were no one.
There was no sign of Antoine. Sophie's husband then noticed a message on the answering machine from Australia. He wrote the number down and rang Sophie and gave it to her.
I phoned to the number, and I didn't understand because I was in Italy. I speak Italian. Then to come to speak in English, it was very difficult.
Yes.
And the girl said to me, "Oh, he takes his own life." When I translate to me, he takes his own life. For me, it was, he takes his luggage and he go away. Never I thought of he switches, he takes up. You understand me?
The terrible news of her brother's death was lost in translation. So someone from Australia told you your brother has taken his own life, meaning he committed suicide, but you did not understand.
Yes, and then I say, "Oh, sorry, I don't understand. Can you have can you tell me another?" And she say, "Okay, I look for someone who speaks French," and then someone come and with it was very very kind. He said to me in French that my brother. I take his own life on the climb, the mountain. I don't know how to say. And in the same time, my mother returned, and she knew the same information thanks to American police. And then they say to us, "Okay, we take the first." Plane to France, and it was terrible because we returned in France, and my father called to our house to have Antoine at phone, because at this time there is no cellular. The cellular phone don't exist.
Yes.
Then when the phone he called, it was me to say hi. I say, why you are at home, Sophie? You are not in Italy? And I say to him, I only say to him, "Papa, tu dois rentrer, hein? Papa, you must return immediately."
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
The Bretagne in Normandy, imagine it's, I think, 3, 4, 5 hours in car, in car. But he arrives and he see me. Then he imagine all the street, the travel, singing what happened. My how to say, non-daughter, Antoine is not at home. My daughter is at home. It's not possible.
What your father must have been thinking.
It was, I think, we never speak of it, but I think it was being terrible for him.
After such a horrible ordeal, Sophie and her parents didn't even have time for the awful news to sink in. They booked the first flight to Australia. Police met them at the airport and took them straight to the morgue, where the case took a bizarre twist.
We go in Australia to see the body, and it wasn't him. I remember exactly the day, the moment of when the police opened the door and I see the body of this man dead. It wasn't my brother. It was terrible, and to say and all the things in your head, is alive, not is alive, and after 3 days, you return in your country without nothing, and the French police say, "I don't know, it's good. He's old, then he do everything he wants."
It was the wrong person. That was a big shock to them. And then to find that he was missing, that they didn't know where he was, that was an extra shock for them.
The turn of events raised mixed suspicions, and he went back and listened to the 000 call again.
Did you see the person jump? I'm sorry I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
Is it someone you know?
No.
All right. Okay, we're on our way. Okay, can you keep an eye on the ambulance?
Okay.
Mick then played the emergency call to Sophie and her parents.
Then, when I heard the voice of my brother, it was him. So I was happy because I said his voice, but I was terrified because, like we say to my parents, and they say the same. We have the impression that the voice was a little bit, how to say, not afraid, but hesitate.
Stressed, under stress? Sophie initially feared her brother had witnessed something he shouldn't have and had come to harm, but there is no evidence to support this. Mick believes any nervousness in his voice was down to Antoine executing his elaborate deception.
He liked Australia. He was here for some time. He had a very nice trip. He went out to I think he was up in the far north Queensland or Northern Territory, went on helicopter trips, had a great time, and made an inquiry while he was here how he could get to stay in Australia, and he was told, "You can't, forget it, you have to go back." So he started, I believe, a plan to make himself disappear so he could stay.
For me, it was he's strong. He's a person to do these things. If he disappeared really from him, he's very strong. He's intelligent. It's terrible to say that, but it was he's intelligent, and it's my brother. But
Before Antoine disappeared, was he happy? Did you notice if he was stressed or anything? Yeah, before he came to Australia, was he happy?
I don't think it was happy because he lost his job, and then I don't know what happened. When I returned for Christmas, I returned from Christmas, and it was how to say? It was very énervé. It was very pissed off. Yes, pissed off.
When Sophie reflects back, she recognises signs that something was amiss with her younger brother.
Then at Christmas it was terrible because he didn't how to say? He didn't offer a gift. The first time of our life. And I saw my parents very sad, and I say to me, "Oh, something there is something wrong." But it's difficult to when you see people when you see people sad on Christmas Day.
It's not only Christmas that haunts Sophie. Other anniversaries trigger more sadness.
He wanted to disappear. It's his choice, but we only want. For me, it's worse because I think he did it. He did it cautiously. I don't know if he's try. He takes the plane the day of my birthday.
Oh, wow.
And that thing for me, it's horrible. He wanted to go to take this plane on 17 March. It's my birthday. And these things for me, it's, how to say, a bad things for me.
Michael says the more he investigated Antoine's disappearance, the clearer it became to him that the Frenchman had conned everyone.
He'd been out to the airport. He was leaving to go back to France that day. He'd sent some flowers to his mate's wife for their wedding or some birthday or something. He'd sent some flowers to her and checked in at the airport, checked his bags in, asked the fellow at the counter, the check-in counter, can I have a middle seat? And the fellow there thought that was a bit of a strange request. Maybe he was a nervous flyer. But I think that he thought because he was in the middle seat, maybe someone would miss him. But anyway, he checked in, checked his bag in, and then went to the city and got a ferry from the city Circular Quay to Watson's Bay. He got there about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
At 11 p.m. that night, he made his final move and rang 000.
Did you see the person jump? I'm sorry I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
Is it someone you know?
No.
All right. Okay, we're on our way. Okay, can you keep an eye on the ambulance?
Okay.
And show the ambulance officers where. Can you see the body from where you are?
No.
Do you think that your brother Antoine understands the pain he has caused you and your mother and father by disappearing?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I love my brother. Okay, I love my brother because it was my only. I have only my brother. But I admire my brother. I have always loved him. But I think he's too. How to say? My parents have given us all a lot of love, travel possibilities. It was thanks to them that we travel and that my brother go to know the United States, Australia, which he loves above all else. He speaks perfect English. Then it was good, and I don't understand why he do this thing because even if he was how to say triste, not good. He will sorry for my English.
No, that's fine. Take your time.
To my parents. My parents are very open, very open.
Yes.
I don't know what he's blaming us, but his age like us. If he doesn't suffer from not knowing whether we are loved or not, I'm sad for him. I stayed in Normandy. I look for a job in Normandy to stay with my parents. I would have liked to do another things, but because of him, everything changed. Our life changed. It's easy to say that because we make our own choice, but he's the one who kind of forced me to do something else. My parents must not suffer yet another, how to say, misfortune. Yes. And then, I think today, I don't know, 20 years have passed. You must think of us, especially my parents, because my grandmother is dead. My grandmother is dead. Far time away, and he didn't. Perhaps he didn't know that my parents have 77 years old and me 46. So I don't know. We are his family. I am the sister. My parents paint every day. I don't know. It's not this normal.
Sophie, when Antoine disappeared, you became an only child. So you said your life has changed. You wanted to do other things, but you could not do them. Can you tell me how your life changed and what you were unable to achieve?
The life changed because to be only the child is very difficult before the loss of a person. Because for my parents, it was his child, and it's very difficult because only person of the family, my father or my mother, prove differently, how to say, love, and they think we to become during 2 years. I didn't know how to move, how to speak with my parents because every time when we said Antoine, we wanted to try now to how to say pleurer, cry.
Yes.
And I changed my life because I choose to marry me 2 years after the fact, and it was an error because now I divorced. You change. You take some. You do okay. I wanted to do this thing. But no. Now you can't because you must stay here, or you must do these things because if your brother return, voilà. I used his car during 2 years. Then you imagine every time I say, "Oh, it's a car of my brother." No, my brother is not here. Every day it was very, very difficult.
It's not an offence to go missing. But I wonder if people like Antoine, who deliberately disappear, ever understand the agony and hurt they cause their loved ones. Sophie,
and
are you angry with Antoine? Are you angry?
Yes. I am angry for him. It was, I didn't do the, when we came to Australia, my parents do a video for your for television, and I didn't want to do it because I was too angry, and now I am always angry. I want him to not to tell us because every person has his I don't know. I am hungry. For me, it will be more difficult to tell him, okay, it's good, you are alive, I am happy.
To forgive him.
For my parents, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Despite the pain he has caused their family, Sophie has found it in her heart to forgive her brother.
I will want to take on my take on my arms and say to him, even if you did these things, I love you. Then.
Like Mick, Sophie believes her brother is alive, and each night she has the same recurring dream about him.
For me, I'm sure he's alive. I don't know why. I feel it. I think him every day. And then I still have the same dream. I go looking for him. I am at the ticket office to take the boat in Australia and Sydney. And behind me, I have a red sensation. I turn around and recognize him immediately. And in this dream, I saw him with a woman with long blonde hair and 2 children. And I say to him, "Hey, Antoine," and I disappear. Then I don't know. I stand on my body, on my for me, he's alive.
If your brother is alive, what type of work do you think he will be doing in Australia?
Alors, every work he can do. I think he's able to do work. Perhaps he can in a restaurant or hotel, or because of this the French. But if he wanted to disappear, I don't know if he used the French language, because it will be a little bit a danger for him. But he speaks Italian. If I will speak Italian, I think he speaks always Italian, and German. Then he's yes, perhaps. Or in some things with tourists, I don't know. I think if he wanted to disappear, he will. He went to another work of totally different. I don't know. It's very difficult because he's more. He works on logistics. Then he's able to do some things like with at the port, and perhaps on 22 years now he speaks like Australian. It's very possible. At the beginning, not, because like me, when I speak Italian, sometimes I speak not good, even if I am with an Italian. But I think to be in the country now, I think it's not possible to say, oh, you are French. He lost his, I think, his accent, because he was very, very good.
While Antoine has managed to stay under the radar for 22 years, Sophie isn't giving up. She says she'll continue to look for another 22 years if that's how long it takes to find her brother. Sophie, will you ever stop looking for your brother?
No, because I want to go to. I wanted to go to Australia to do my own search, even if I didn't know how to say to do. But with internet. And it's why I'm very happy you and Michael Gervandis continue to do this job, you especially, because with internet, I think Facebook, all the things, I don't remember if it was 10 years ago. I wanted to do something with internet. I look for, I write Antoine Herran on internet to see what it said. Donc I see the report of police and other things. But I think perhaps now with all the technique, internet, it will be more easy to took all the world.
What would you say to Antoine if you could talk to him now?
I love you, and I hope you are fine. You are you feel good, and you are happy in your life. 22 years ago, you do a choice. But we can. I can accept your choice, but you must only tell us you are alive, because we need to know. And for us, for the parents, for our parents, you must tell us you are alive, because for us it's too difficult to live like that. Every day, I think of you. Everything, remember you. Antoine, s'il te plaît, je veux que tu penses à nos parents. La vie, elle est ce qu'elle est. On a chacun des moments tristes et des moments joyeux. Nous avons passé ensemble de merveilleux moments avec nos parents qui sont extraordinaires.
Tell your parents I promise them that I will continue to try and do everything I can to find your brother.
Thank you to continue to think of all persons who disappear. Thanks a lot.
There is no evidence Antoine Herran is deceased. Sophie believes he may be living in Tasmania because he told her it was his favourite place. Do you know what happened to Antoine Herran? He would be 50 years old today. He's 182 centimetres tall, medium build, brown hair, blue eyes, and he wears very thick prescription glasses. He has a scar in the shape of a question mark on his abdomen. If you have any information that will help locate Antoine, please call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.